The Justice Department has subpoenaed more than 30 people in Trump's orbit in the January 6th probe, including, by the way, seizing the phones of some top aides. We know a few of the names: Boris Epstein, Mike Roman. Both of them were involved in the fake electors scheme. Bernard Kerik was involved in the voter fraud claims with Rudy Giuliani. We know their phones have been taken by the committee to be looked into for the communications around January 6th. Others, we're not so sure, although if you read between the lines, you can figure out one person whose phone was probably taken, as you'll see in this video.
In the last week, the Justice Department has issued 40 subpoenas, seized 2 phones of Trump associates over January 6th. Your response to this less than 2 months before a midterm election? Well, they come after your phone, Steve?
That's the point, though, isn't it? I mean, it's already, of course, it's already been, well, it's been publicly reported that I was on the list of subpoenas in the New York Times. Okay. But that's the point, right? When are they doing this? Right before the midterms.
Like, totally cool with it if it was 6 months before the midterms or 9 months. It's the timing that really bothers them. She asked him if his phone had been taken, and he just kept talking over her. And then she did something that I didn't think biologically she was capable of. She repeated the question when it wasn't actually answered, and he just kept talking over her. You'll notice he didn't answer the question with words. I feel like he sort of answered it, though, Dan. I think his phone is taken.
Yeah, and I don't know. I kind of figured a little bit of like discomfort from Laura Ingraham there, because wasn't she and a number of other Fox News hosts like one of those people who were texting top Trump people on January 6th? Like, hey, y'all might want to tap the brakes here. Like I always like to say, when it comes to propagandizing and sending the right wing into the kind of fervor that you saw on January 6th. Like, if that is the sauce, so to speak, Fox News is the sriracha factory. That's what I've been saying. Like, so they are used to giving this propaganda nonstop, like dishing it out, putting it on the top of everything. And even they on January 6th, January 7th, January 8th even, were starting to say, oh, wow, Trump may have done an oopsie here. There's some cops that have died, and we spent a lot of time going Blue Lives Matter, rah, rah, rah. So we might have to turn on Trump on this one. There's even that Mitch McConnell floater in the New York Times, I remember, that they always fall for, saying, okay, we might have to actually hold Trump accountable here. And like within a month, everyone in the Republican Party had completely switched on lockstep and decided, no, it was actually Antifa or whatever. But no, it's definitely really cautious here. I think Stephen Miller is giving a little bit of a tell. I hope that this leads to accountability. That's the thing that ultimately we need to see out of here.
100%. And perhaps our least likely too. And as we transition to our break, I'm going to leave you just with one little thought. Either way, but especially if he had nothing on his phone, think about how much they love making themselves victims. Why wouldn't he be enthusiastic about telling you his phone was taken? Think about it. It's an illegitimate investigation, and he didn't do anything wrong. So them taking his phone makes him look like the aggrieved party. Why did they do this to poor Stephen Miller? He would be yelling it. He would be rushing to tell them about how his phone was taken. And it looks like it was, but he doesn't want you to know. Why wouldn't he want you, or in theory, someone else, maybe a particular person, why wouldn't he want them to know that his phone had been taken? I'll leave you to think about that.